Hello and welcome to part 2 of the series on how to create the Discord UI with ReactJS. In this part we are going to continue working on the navigation routes. Last time we left off at those two routes, which is the discovery page for the discovery route and the 404 page. To start off with the discovery page, as you can see, the route for the discovery page is /guild-discovery. As you can see, when we go to the Discord UI and we go to the Explore Public Server section, we see that we go to /guild-discovery. So let's go and create a route, and as you can see we still have an about route. Let's change this into the guild discovery route, because we don't need the about route, and we say guild discovery like so. Let's save it up, and what if we go to guild discovery? As you can see, when we go to this page we get this text. What if we type in guild discovery with double Y? We don't see anything. What if we type in guild discovery with double Y right here? We get a 404 page. We want to also create a 404 page for our own application. This 404 page will be displayed when we type in a route which is not recognized. For example, guild discovery or hello world. That is probably also not a route. As you can see, we also get the 404 page. This will be the default route. So if we go to here, we add a new route. And then right here we can say 404 page. If we save this up and refresh the page, we see that we get to the 404 page. Even if we type hello world, we also get to the 404 page, like so. So how does this work? Well, we have our switch right here, and it's going from top to bottom. As you can see, it first checks if it is going to this path. So checks if we go to /channels/me. So if this is correct, we display this, and as you can see, it is displaying the home page. So next up, if we type in something else, for example me, you see that we get redirected. Why is that? Well, here we have our second route, which has a path to channels, and as you can see, everything we type at channels will be redirected to channels/@me. If we type in hello, we will be redirected to @me. After this, we have created a guild discovery route. So as you can see, when we type in this, we will go to this page, or well, we see this content on the page. So if we type in guild discovery, like so, we see the text guild discovery. And to finish it off, when everything which we have right here has not matched anything, we will just display this by default. I think we can also say we want a path this, save it up, type in double Y. As you can see, we also have a 404 page, but we can also just omit the path. So now that we have every route, we can actually remove this, and we want to start by creating a separate component for each route, and then we want to start working on the component. Let's create a separate component for each route. As we can see right here, the first route that we have will go to /channels/@me, and the page will be the home page. So in our source folder, we are going to create a new folder named pages, and so we're going to create a new file which will be home.tsx. This will be our home page. We're going to create a function home, and we're going to return a div which will say homepage! Now that we have our component, we actually want to import our component right here. So instead of rendering this text, we actually want to render this div with this text. We are going to do this by importing the page. We are going to say import.pages/home. And what do we want to import from this location? We want to import the home component from that location. So right now what we can do is we can remove this text, and we can just replace it with home, like so. And if we save this up and we refresh the page and we go to channels, we will be redirected, and we will see our home page appearing right here. So now any change we make to this file can be viewed right here, because this file is being rendered inside of here. Next up, we want to do the same for the guild discovery and the 404 page. We have created the pages, we have also imported them right here. What we then want to do is we want to use them inside of our route right here. So we are going to replace this with guild discovery, just like we did with home. And we want to change 404 page with the not found page. So going to auto format it like so. And now if we open up the browser and go to a page we know, like this one, we see that we get the 404 page. If we look inside of here, we are rendering the not found component. If we open up this component, we see that we get this text. But if we type in hello, we also see hello. So instead of rendering everything inside of this file right here, we have separated it into 1, 2, 3 different files. The next thing we want to do is we want to actually style those pages. But before we are going to style them, we are actually going to reorganize the folder structure. As you can see right now, we have inside of our pages 3 different pages. But what if we want to add a style sheet, for example, the home file or the home page? Let's create a new file and let's call it home.css. As you can see, we now have 2 files for the home page, but they are next to the guild discovery page and the not found page. To better organize this, we are going to create a new folder named home, and we are going to move our home component inside of there. We are going to do the same for the guild discovery. We're going to move it inside of that folder, and right here we are going to create a not found folder like so, and we're going to move the not found component right there. As you can see, we are getting errors in our code, and that is because it cannot find the pages in the folder pages anymore. We need to replace this with home, and as you can see right here, it already fixed the paths for the guild discovery and the not found pages. So let's save this up, see if it is still working. Refresh the page, hello page, nice, and the channels page will be redirected to me, which will say home page hello. So we have already created a style sheet for our home page. Let's open it up. As you can see, it's still empty. So let's start by writing some CSS. We are going to create a class, will be homepage, and let's give it a background color of green. Next, we open up our home.tsx, and we are going to give this a class name of homepage. So, and if we refresh the page, we don't see anything. Well, why is that? We still need to import our CSS file inside of our TypeScript file right here. So we're going to say import home.css because it is relative to the current directory, which is the home folder, and we are looking for this file, home.css, which is this one. So now, if we open up the page, we will see that we get a nice green background color for our home page. The next thing we want to do is we want to create the same home page as we see right here on the Discord page. So as we can see right here, the home page has a navigation bar on the left, has a content section in the center, which is divided into 1, 2, 3 columns, and 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. This is a little row at the bottom of this section right here. We are going to open up our code right here. First, we are going to update our little list right here. We have created separate routes for each component, and we are now going to work on the home component. So we can remove this for now, save it up, and right here in our home component, we are going to create the different sections from the page. So to start off, we have the left section right here, which is the navigation section. We are going to remove this and write navigation right here. Then we have the second row, which will contain the unclaimed account. So we're going to create a div for the unclaimed account. Then we have the second row right here, which will be the top row, the content section. So right here we have top row. Then under there we have the middle row, and below there the bottom row. This will be the main row actually. And right here we will have a small bottom row. And then each row will have 3 columns. As you can see, we have a left top, middle top, and a right top. We have a left main, middle main, and a right main. And at the end we have a left bottom, middle bottom, and a right bottom. Now that we know which sections we have, we are going to create them in our CSS. I'm just going to save this. We are going to open up our CSS, and we want to say that we want to display this, a grid, and we want to give this grid some areas. So we're going to say grid template areas. We are going to start with the navbar, which is on the left. Then on the first row, we have the unclaimed account. So let's call it unclaimed, unclaimed, unclaimed. And we are writing this 3 times because we have 1, 2, 3 columns. In the second row, we still have the navigation bar. So we are going to write spacebar, navbar. And then the first row will be the left, second one will be the main, and the third one will be the right. And we are actually going to prefix this with top left, top main, and top right. Then we have the next row. We are just going to put this in a new line so it will be a little bit more clear. We are going to copy over this, and we are going to change the top left with the main left. The top main, we are going to just call it main, and then we have the main right. We are going to create a new row right here. This will be bottom left. Here we have the bottom main, and here we have the bottom right. So, save it up. As you can see, it wrapped everything into a single line. And before we are going to open up our browser, we are going to create a new variable right here, which will be height, and we want to give it 100 view height for the height. We are also going to put the background color underneath here. Save it up, open up our page right here, and as you can see, we have the navigation, unclaimed account, top row, main row, bottom row. Let's open up our inspector. Let's select the home page, and as you can see, we have all the different template areas appearing right here. In the next episode, we are going to continue working on the grid. Right now, we have the basic layout down. Next time, we want to style it a little bit, we want to give some color to it, and we want to resize everything so it fits perfectly inside of the view. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you could follow along. Leave a like and comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!